Well, good morning everybody. It's Wednesday and I think it's about the 20th and the temperature is 18.4 in here at the moment. It's wet but very mild. Just going to shut the greenhouse door. Now what I'm going to do today is pot up the cabbages. I don't know how many I'm going to get through because I'm going to need some more of these larger pots. These are, I don't know what the size is. I would say they're about 3 inches, 3.5 inches, as opposed to the smaller pot. These are better for cabbages. You can bury them a bit deeper and they root better. So first thing, get a pot, fill it up. I always like to tamper it down with another pot so it's nice and firm, because cabbages and brassicas of all sorts, they like their roots firm. So let's bring you round and bring you down just all to the tripod, and so you can see the this is the brassicas. Kilaton cabbage was in there, which I've already potted. That's the cauliflower all year round. That's the more cauliflower all year round. Cabbage Greyhound, and then there's sunflowers, celery, which hasn't come through yet, but celery takes a long time normally to come through. And in this last one is tarragon, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 7 trays. Yeah, 5 out of the 7 cells that have come up. Obviously they won't be separated, they'll be sown, I should say they'll be planted up as a little group. But the cabbages do need separated. Now I'm using these Charles Dowling type trays, which I got from Charlie's store in Shrewsbury. Now the nice thing is there's a hole underneath where, if you can see, you can push your finger through. If you can see that. So what I do now is take this next one, pop your finger up. All you need to do is just loosen them. Carefully take them by the leaves, put it up, and you've got a perfect little root ball of 2 cabbages. Now, do I want to get rid of one? No, because I've only sown 7 cells of the cauliflower all year round, so I want that as my bet. So what I'm going to do is carefully loosen a bit of soil on one side, see which is that one there. I think the better one. I'm just teasing a bit of soil away. Let me just bring you down a bit more so you can see better. Teasing a bit of the soil away so I can get hold of the roots in that one, like that, and just carefully, with a nice little section of roots. Make sure you only hold the leaves, do not hold the stem. The stem will break. You're very delicate at this age. I make a nice hole, normally with either the handle of this little indoor potting shovel, as I call it, spade. That's the shovel. And that's the, I suppose that's the equivalent spade. But because I've got this nice lump on the end here, I'm going to use my, I don't know, I can't see that well. There we go. So I'm going to pop that down there, make a hole a bit deeper, I think. Pop that down there, sit that in there nicely, put some soil around to start with, and then just carefully, I'm not pressing around the stem, I'm pressing around the side of the pot. Just carefully, a little tap, and there you go. That one's now rooted up. So I'm going to do some of these. Now what I'm doing is I'm choosing the ones which are multi first. So let's take this one. So I've got one there which isn't any good. If they're too close together and I can't separate them, then the one I'm trying to separate, if it breaks at the end of the day, it breaks. But there you go, perfect. Perfect little root on there. Perfect little plant. Nice set of other leaves coming on. I'm hoping you can see this okay, because I've got the camera pointing down, so I can't actually see a lot of what I'm filming. So put some soil in here, do the same again, soil in, make sure any lumps are broken up, get another pot, tamp it down. Now the pots I'm using are the ones which have the strawberries in, which I bought. So not only have I bought the strawberries, I've also bought some pots, and these ones actually are a lot stronger. And I can get one out. A lot stronger than these flimsy things. These break very, very easily, as I'll show you on this one. As you can see, they just start to break up. So not a lot of good, but if they do me this season, I'm quite happy. But these ones will do me, I would hope, several years. So there again, use my finger, make a nice hole there, take the root, just trying to get you into picture. I think that's it. Pop that in there. Put some compost around, and then around the edge of the pot. I never press the inside, the edge will push it all in any case. And what I do then is put some more soil in, some more compost. This is John Innes number 1, and I go from seed to number 1 and then straight to number 3. So there you go, that's that one. Now pot it up. Don't forget to mark them up. Right, I'm going to now get on with this, and I'll come back once I've got all this done. I don't really want to watch me doing God knows how many there are there, so I'll see you in a moment. Right, I thought I'd better just show you, because I don't think I showed you how I was potting this one up with the actual cell plug. So I'm going to put you down here and show you. Bring you round, put you down, that should be right. Stand just here. So all I do, I put a bit of soil in the bottom, not too much, just a bit. Take a bit of the bottom off if it comes. Now that one's got a lovely lot of roots there, so I'm going to sit that on the bottom there. Put some soil all round to keep that plug set up. Like I said, all I do is press around the outside, and then I just finish it off with the compost, so that it brings the compost up. That means some of that root, some of that stem is buried, so you don't get a real sort of horrible leafy cabbage or cauliflower, broccoli, whatever you're doing. And there you go, that's that one done. So right, I've got about 50 more to go, so I'm going to get on and do this. I actually quite like this. I like, getting the seedlings out of the trays into here. These trays I bought because these cocoa coir pots, as I've said, were a total disaster. I mean, look, this one's been wet for 2 weeks. I've kept it wet. Any sign of it breaking down? No. It's still, strong. Still doesn't want to tear apart. Just there. That's the only piece. Otherwise, look, once you can get it started, but is a root going to have the strength of a human's hands to tear that apart? No. The ones I've looked at so far are not even being able to get roots through the casing. The roots are still in there and they've stopped growing. So these, what do I think of these? That's what I think of them. Definitely a big No, never again. I will stick to these cell trays. I say this is a Charles Dowding type seed tray. Definitely a lot cheaper than getting the Charles Dowding ones. And as I showed you, they've got the holes in the bottom so you can push your finger through, or even if you don't want to push your finger through, just push. Let me bring it down again. Just push something like a dowel through, or the handle of something like that. Push it through, and as I show you here, that's my finger. There you go. And take it by the leaves, and you've got a perfect little plug. Now, if I was going to keep one, I tend not to pinch them off. What I tend to do, get a pair of scissors and then just snip them. I don't want to disturb the roots if I'm not going to grow these two on, but here I'm going to have a go at growing all three. I want to make sure I've hedged my bets and I've got plenty, so I'll get on with these now. It's a perfect day to be doing this checking out and potting on. It's raining outside. That means I can pot them on, sand the pots into these big trays here, put them outside on the table. The rain will give them some water. I'm not going to water them at all. I'm letting the rain do the watering, and then I won't water them unless they really need it. Because they're in the greenhouse, the temperature's mild enough at the moment. I'm going to leave them out as late as possible, and if it does get a bit chilly in the day before I bring them back in, then I'll use the lids for these big trays. Let me get on with these. It takes time, my back's now killing me, but I could do it with a higher table. I don't have to bend over so much, but there you go. Right, there guys. Now these cocoa pots, I had a thought. This is what you can do when you're contemplating potting up. I took one of these, because the problem is the roots don't seem to be able to get out. If I make a finger sized hole in the bottom, then take one of the plants, pop it in. The whole idea with these these cocoa pots when I bought them was to be able to just go along, sniff off with the trusty scissors the ones which I didn't want, leaving one plant out in the garden, pop the thing straight in, no root disturbance. So I'm going to do a trial. I'm going to do these with some of these Cabbage Greyhound in, or the rest of the Cabbage Greyhound in, and see whether it makes a difference with a hole in the bottom. I've got enough Cabbage Greyhound in any case, so if I lose these, it's not such a great loss. They'll just go into the compost heap, or compost tumbler bin. So give it a go, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. If it works, then from then on, if I do buy these in future, then I'll be putting a hole in the bottom with the trusty pair of scissors, putting a hole in the bottom, let the water out and the roots out. Right. Well, that's all them potted up for now, and they're outside enjoying the rain. I'll give you a quick view of them. They're on the table there, and once they've had a good watering with the rain, I'll get them in and put them back in the greenhouse. But turn you back, and that's it for today. I'll just give you a quick update on the houseplants. They're all looking good, all growing well. They've had their first watering with tomato right. I use tomato feed for them. It seems to do them best, and I have no complaints with it. Tomato plants. Yeah. So yeah, all doing well. The aloe vera especially, it goes mad. This is a ginger. Its leaves are just beginning to think about splitting the sheath to open up. And the avocado, well, that's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's growing quite rapid. So I'm going to be interested to see just how long it takes before it reaches the ceiling. Yes, at some point it's going to have to go on the floor. But it's in one of these nice big strong pots, the same as the ginger, which I bought last week. Or was it Monday? Oh, I can't remember. At the moment, the days just seem to go together. But in any case, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And I'll catch you later on in the week. Take care. Be safe.